Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, April 20th, 2019 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I pay attention to where I pay attention. And that may be a little confusing, but it won't be after we dig in because today we have the sun shifting into Taurus. So Taurus is the second sign of the zodiac. This is the sign that is responsible for our worth. It is responsible for material goods. It is responsible for beautiful things, our creativity, gifts, and talents. But definitely, there's this focus on money, money in here, and the worth piece. And I usually do focus on the worth piece, especially the internal worth piece. But I have this feeling, the message is really kind of focusing on the outside. I feel like, just like I said in the full moon scope, everything that we're in relationship with in the world is showing us who we are. So what I want you to pay attention to is where you are paying your attention. So if something is worth something to you, if it's truly worth something, you will pay it attention. Your attention is your greatest currency that you have. You will spend time, whether it's a piece of art, admiring it. If something that's worth a lot to you is another person, you will spend time with them. If your health is something that you find worthy to you, then you spend time bringing your attention, paying your attention to your health. So, while I usually focus, like I said, on your worth, my feeling is that we can cultivate even greater self-worth by paying our attention to the things that are worthy to us. Now, this week was very interesting to me, and I saw a lot of comments on it, and this is not my opinion on it. I am being the neutral newscaster in this case with this. Apparently, Notre Dame was very important, very worthy to some people. It's been pledged, I think I read, $600 million to help refurbish it already, or not refurbish, repair, rebuild. Clearly, these people are saying, this is worthy to me. We have a choice. You have a choice in every minute to show yourself, to show God universe, this is what I think is worthy. This is what I'm paying my money to. This is what I am bringing my attention to. This is how I'm spending my time. And my feeling is the more time we can spend with and on things that do feel worthy to us, creativity, our health, people that we love, cleaning up our space, creating our personal temple space, spending time with nature. Taurus is very connected to the nature element. The more time we can pay that attention, the more our worth will be boosted, I don't know what the right word is, by spending this time with these things that we deem worthy. So that's going to be our major focus through the next 30 days of Sun and Taurus. Pay attention to where you are paying your attention. Pay attention to what is worthy of you. And I would say, take a moment right now and list for the next, and feel free to share, I'd love to see what you have to say, but list for the next month, what will you pay your attention to? What are you going to honor? What are the top 3 things? What are the top 5 things? What are the top 10 things that you would like to pay your attention to? Now, that being said, one of the things that Taurus energy often pays attention to is the fleshy pleasures of Earth. Taurus is ruled in part by Venus. Taurus, in my opinion, is ruled by Venus and Earth energy. And so Taurus is one of the signs that can get caught up in addiction energy, because it's like, I must indulge in these things that I find worthy. And again, balance is always a good thing, even as we pay attention to what is worthy. So be very aware of overindulgent behavior, and just see, because sometimes when we're overindulging in something else, we're trying to make up for another place that doesn't feel as bolstered. So see where you can pay your attention to find that balance for yourself. But be very aware, Taurus loves anything that's fleshy food, alcohol, drugs, sexual situations. Taurus is oh, this is so sensual, and I am all in. the senses are a very important part of the Taurus energy. All right, so that's one part of what's going on. The next part of what's going on is we have Venus moving into Aries. Now, this is interesting because Venus is the ruling planet for Taurus. So with Venus moving into Aries, we have both the Sun at 0 degrees today and Venus at 0 degrees today. So today may feel a little Twilight Zone, like, whoa, paradigm shift. Venus and Aries, I feel like is a very nice combination with the Sun in Taurus. With Venus and Aries, once it starts moving in, we're going to be able to take that action on these things that we love, creative pursuits, especially if you are an artist, which I believe we all have the artist archetype within us. Venus and Aries may give us that little oomph, that little push to take action on the art we've been longing to create. And I pray that is the case for me, because I have art that's building up inside me that I must paint. So Venus in Aries. Now, Venus in Aries is a really interesting thing. Again, this can really tie into the full moon that we just had. If you didn't watch that scope, go back and watch that scope. Venus in Aries. Venus represents, just like Taurus, our worth. Venus represents relationship energy. So Venus in Aries is a call to build upon, expand upon our relationship with ourselves. Find the values in who you are. Notice your inherent gifts and take that action. Bring them forward. A few things to note with Venus and Aries. Venus and Aries may get a little impatient with other relationships if Venus and Aries doesn't feel like it's moving with the speed of light at this time. So that's something to be very aware of. Venus and Aries can be very passionate, but Venus and Aries is just as likely to pull a bit of a temper tantrum if the patience card is pulled or if the things are not going the way Venus and Aries wants it to. So be very aware of that as Venus moves through Aries or this next, about month passage. Is that all I have to say about Venus and Aries at this time? That is all I have to say about Venus and Aries at this time. Moon is in Scorpio. So as the moon moves through Scorpio, as the world turns, the moon will be connecting to Neptune today. Again, adding to the little Twilight Zone energy of the day. It's so funny because with the sun kind of offline and Venus in this other space, I feel like the moon is going to kind of hijack the day. So you still maybe feeling some of the full moon intensity. Moon in Scorpio, intimacy, is connecting to Neptune. So there may be a few other karmic situations that arise. But I feel even more strongly like this is more about your intuition at this time. If anything karmic arises, anything weird arises, tune in. How are you meant to flow, work with this energy through it? One of the cards I have for today is the receptivity card, and I really feel that with that connection between Moon and Scorpio and Neptune and Pisces, really listening in for how you're meant to move through this Twilight Zone jello. That is what today is, Twilight Zone jello, okay? You heard it here first. So tune in, listen into that. Today's a really good day to meditate and ask for some answers. Ask for clarity in this energy. Moon in Scorpio continuing on will be connecting with both Saturn and Pluto energies, those Capricorn energies. It's also connecting with the South Node. Like I said, I do feel like there's some finishing stuff going on. We have the ripeness and the completion card. This may be some of the full moon stuff that didn't completely come through that's still filtering through. The full moon is kind of like, woo, let's get wild, let's get crazy, let's dance naked under the moonlight around the fire. And then we're like, oh, and there's still work to do. And so here's where, it's still the work to do. My feeling is again, noticing where do you need to step into your power at this time, and what are these things that you're paying attention to that may be usurping your power. So if you can notice that may support you in your paying attention path. Besides that, I also have the success card. Eye of the Tiger. Keep moving towards what you want. Oh, God, I wish I could get that. There's a Rumi poem. If I can find it, I will post it online, but I can't get it. But the line is you must say what you want. Eye of the tiger. You must pay attention to that what you want. Like, you must focus your energy at that what you want, is like the feeling of this, with this paying attention energy. So that will lead you to success. Eye of the tiger. So that is it for today. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for this message reminding me to pay attention to that which is worthy of my attention. That is on so many levels. Besides that, you can always book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. The better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you, and you do have the power. Namaste.